For the first time, it allowed a person to travel further than 15 miles from their house in a day, allowed people to get together easier, visit each other.
Things were made one at a time from start to finish by usually pretty highly trained craftsmen who enjoyed high status for it. I'd say it was terribly inefficient. Ford's innovation of the moving assembly line was instead of was to bring the parts to the workers.
So how did the Model T and the assembly line change America?
Before the assembly line, industrial production in the United States was really craft-based, and you can go all the way back to the colonial era. I think it was, in terms of mass production certainly, the quality was very high, but it also was very limiting because they could only turn out so much in a single day or year.
The wheel is put onto its own assembly line, so it can be put onto the larger object, like the car, moving past.
That time along came Lord, and he rambled right along in his little old Ford. He sold that queen as his engine sang a song, and his little old...
It certainly upped production tremendously. Cars are rolling out now 24 hours a day. I think probably the biggest loss of it was that of the moving assembly line was what it did to the worker, because from a craftsman, the worker now became part of the assembly line. He became just another piece on it, relatively unskilled, trained to do one simple repetitive job over and over again.
But there were also very many upsides to the assembly line.
Ford's workers were pretty well paid. He introduced a $5 day. Thanks to high production, he was able to cut the cost of his cars so that virtually every middle-class family in America could afford one.
In 1908, it was $850. In 1914, after the assembly line, it was $650. The price continually dropped to $265, while its competition sold it for more than $1,000. And finally, Ford sold the Model T at $189. The low prices of the Model T were one of the main reasons 15 million were made. The Model T. So many were made, it would cover the area of the Namib Desert.
Well, first of all, it was a very reliable, reasonably priced automobile built out of very strong steel. So it was able to be purchased by the average working person. But also, industrially, the car was a very adaptable power platform for hauling produce, plowing a field, or powering a mill.
As you can see, the Model T is a very sturdy and reliable platform. Other tractors from the same generation have completely rusted through.
The average working person who didn't have enough money to buy a tractor or anything, this car could be easily converted into a tractor. So as far as that part, yes, it did affect the country very much in the industrial way.
Socially, the Model T greatly affected America. It is a good thing it came along because there are very many impracticalities with the horse and buggy. For one, it was very expensive, and caring for a horse year-round was much more expensive than the Model T. To get the horse and buggy, it would have cost $487 together, plus $50 for the food and $28 for the place to live for the horse. So in 1 year, it would have cost $568. Second of all, the horse and buggy was not able to go over the bumps and rivers the Model T was able to. All of this new mobility allowed people to live in the rural areas.
This allowed you to run into town or back home in less than a day.
What would have happened had Ford not brought in the moving assembly line? It's unimaginable in a way, because we couldn't have had a modern American capitalist economy as we understand it today.
Today, if the big three fail because of low sales, would America go back to the time when a car was out of reach for most families? If so, then our addiction would lead us into a tailspin in transportation.